Hello, students. I want to go over your argument position essay this because it's due this week. And so I want to go over what you're going to need to do to get a decent grade. I tried to do the slideshow, but for some reason my slideshow did not want to work. So we'll just go over the prompt because that tells you just about everything you need in a very concise form. First off, I hope that you have turned in your topics and that you have a controversial subject. It can't be a fact, but must be something that has two distinct and opposing viewpoints. If I have told you this does not seem to be a position argument topic, don't think that maybe I mean it or maybe I don't. No, if you don't have a controversial topic, you will not pass this essay because you can't write a controversial position essay on something that's not controversial and a position. So you must have a topic. If you have any questions at all, email me and ask me, do you think this will make it? If it doesn't, then I would suggest you changing it even if you've already gotten some written on it. Okay, it'd be wise to pick a topic that hasn't been overdone, because gun control has been done 160,000 times, and there's some other ones that have been debated many times. I hope that you used the map for an argument to explore that one you guys had a little bit of trouble with. Maybe I should have made it in a different format or made it more clear. But what it was just a way for you to get your brain working and think, okay, this is my thesis. These are the things that could support my thesis. These are the ideas that would not support my thesis, and this is why why they are maybe mistaken. So you're just kind of getting your brain going before you put it into an essay form. But some of you got it and some of you didn't. And if you want to do one now, you can. Whichever way works for you. If it doesn't, that's okay. But now, right, okay, and then 2 to 4 articles from approved secondary sources. I tried this time to let you do ones that were not like just the .com and things like that. I will never do that another semester, just so you know, because there's enough articles that are from approved secondary sources, databases, magazines, newspapers, journals, and the internet sites that are .edu, .gov, .mil. Those are the ones that you are best. And if you do use one of the others, if you don't use an internet site if you don't include an internet site evaluation sheet, I will say that I will not even count that as one of them, and I will take points off. So make sure that you get it from, I would say, go to the database. Good grief, there's so many things in opposing viewpoints that you could use, so many articles that you should be able to find them all there, and then it's easier to do the works cited page if you do it that way. So you can just copy and paste and then make adjustments the way it needs to be. Make sure you look at that and make adjustments the way that it needs to be. At the end of this, I think I will show you how to do that. Okay, now your essay, your introduction. It should introduce your subject and catch the reader's attention. Those are the only 2 things the introduction does. You don't give any of the facts. You don't give any of the other things. You just catch my attention. If you don't catch the reader's attention in the first couple of minutes, they're going to be bored for the whole essay. And a bored teacher doesn't give you as good a grade as someone who says, wow, that was really cool. Now, your last sentence of the first paragraph is your thesis statement. That way I know where to look for it. Okay, that's the best place to put it. It is short. It is pithy. It has probably no more than 10 to 12 words. It tells exactly the way you feel. Like for the example that, we'll just use the one that I said. Okay, if your thesis were, I strongly feel rabbits should be extremely, actually, we're not going to do it that way. You're just going to do it this way. You're going to just take this off. It should start from here. Rabbits should be exterminated from the world. That is what you're going to do, because you're not going to say, I strongly feel, because that doesn't work, because that actually weakens the argument. So instead, you're going to say, rabbits should be exterminated from the world. That's your thesis statement. And then your topic sentence could be, these are reasons why your thesis is true. Rabbits carry disease, they're ugly, and whatever. And then you've got to have at least one, those are reason and evidence paragraphs. You've got to have at least one opposition refutation paragraph. It should state what the opposition says and why they are wrong. Opposition plus refutation. Some say rabbits are a necessary part of the food train, but, and then you're going to say why they're wrong. But they are wrong because we could give dog food to predators instead. That's a stupid idea, but it gives you what you're trying to say. It gives you the idea. And cite your sources correctly using MLA format, and then the conclusion tie up the essay. A frame or a call to action works well here. Now let me remind you about what you should do for your in-text citations. I'm going to go over here to MLA, and we're going to talk about the MLA, the citations. Now when you cite in your text, and I think I've got this in the orientation module, if not I'll put it there, but you need to have 3 pieces of information: the signal phrase, the quotation or paraphrase, the page number if available, and the first word in the works cited entry. That's called the signal phrase, and you've got to have it. So you could mention the first word in the works cited entry in your essay, according to Maynard, and Maynard is the first word in the works cited entry, and then the page it came from. This was from a book, so it has a page. If it's not from a book, it doesn't have to have. If it's from the internet, it doesn't have to have a page. And the other way is not to mention the first word in the works cited entry, but put it all in the signal phrase here. It doesn't, so that is, and then if you don't have an author's name, the first word, it's always the first word or words in the works cited entry. Always, always, always. So, and then this is if you quote someone who's quoting someone else, so look at that. So your MLA is, I'm going to count off more for MLA this time than I did last time if we look at the rubric. So let's go over here to the rubric and make sure that you understand exactly what it is that I want in this essay this time. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying writing this essay. For some people, they really, really love it. Let's see if we can find it. It's probably up in week 5. Here's the position rubric. So this is exactly what I'm going to be looking for. You're going to have 30 points. If it has the catchy intro, a clear position thesis, several reason and evidence paragraphs, and at least one opposition and refutation paragraph, and a conclusion that wraps up the essay, 46 pages, not including the works cited page. So you get 30, that's worth 30 points, guys. You've got to have a good structure. The sources, adequate number of approved sources. Remember, if you don't put the internet site evaluation, it does not count as a source, so it'll be taking points off. And that's worth 25 points, guys. That's more than last time. I gave you a little bit of a ride last time, but I won't this time. Critical thinking and support, that is 35 points. So you've got to make sense. It has something unique and interesting to say, has a good voice, and few if any logical fallacies. And today this week you will be doing the fallacies unit, so you'll be able to tell a little bit of that. And then 10 points for grammar. So there's only 4 things that we're looking for: the structure, the sources, the critical thinking, and the grammar. So let me just really quickly show you what you can do with your how easy it is to do the MLA. Let's go to opposing viewpoints, and just go with this one. We're just going to find an article. There's one, the Washington Post, and then we're going to find this citation. And the citation, let's see, where are we? Let's see. Print, download, send to, here it is, site. See, here it is in MLA. It tells you exactly how it is. So you just copy it and you note which ones are italicized and all of that. Then you just go to Word and open it up. And you paste it. Now what you have to do is you have to go to the end of the first line and go Enter Tab. Enter Tab. Oops. Okay, that did it. Then you'll probably just go Enter here, so it'll do it. So all you have to do is that, so that it has the hanging indent, because remember it needs to have the hanging indent. And remember that you need to alphabetize them. So this one you guys you're going to have to do a little bit more work this time than you have in the past, because you've got to make sure that your MLA is right and all of the other things are correct. So I thought this maybe would help you, and I hope it does. And let's see if I can stop my recording.